Welcome everybody. So I am Aude Lecaire from Rennes School of Business, and we are here today to tell you about the school, to tell you about the 2+1 transfer opportunity for community colleges, for faculty, students, and advisors interesting to know more about it. And today I welcome and I welcome gratefully, Hannah Sol, who is one of our students in Bachelor in Management Year 3, and she's coming from one of your community colleges, from a partner community colleges, partner with Rennes School of Business for many years, St. Clair in Ohio. So, Hannah, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Hannah. Odd kind of already introduced me a little bit, but yes, I'm from Ohio, St. Clair Community College specifically, and I'm here at Rennes School of Business doing my BMI 3 in finance. And I've been here since August of this year, so I would say that's about now almost 4 months. And I'm in my last few weeks actually, and I'm about to start finals. But so far, it's all been absolutely beautiful. But nice to
Thank
meet you
you.
guys.
All right, Anna. So it's going to be a small crowd tonight, but today for you, this evening for us in France, Hannah probably adjusted to the time difference uh, since she came on board in September now, and I'll be sharing a replay anyway. So welcome to Rennes School of Business. Of course, it's a journey and a learning experience for your students if they want to come abroad and discover, this wonderful opportunity in France. So France is all about, of course, famous brands and famous companies, in all sectors of activities. Luxury is big, and of course, many destinations and traveling also all over Europe, not only in the uh, metropolitan area and in France. And of course, France is full of diversity. Many nationalities and communities, live and work in France. It's a way for your students to save money also, and studies are less expensive. Cost of living is usually less expensive than a lot of other study destinations. And you do have wonderful food, wonderful, storytelling about strategy, about international affairs, and diplomacy is big in France, so you can learn a lot about that. So besides great cheese and pastries and great wine, you also have, of course, the cultural heritage and all the museums to discover in Paris, or the castles in the Loire Valley, visiting the Louvre or any other museums. And you have wonderful public libraries to go to, and La Sorbonne, and these prestigious universities that you or your students can discover. Past Paris and maybe the Loire Valley and all that, when you start coming in France, let me zoom into the area of Brittany. So Brittany is one of the most touristic areas in France. Along with the French Riviera in the south. Brittany is in the northwest, and it's south of Normandy, and very coastal area with harbors and beautiful ocean. You have Saint-Malo, an old pirate town. It's only 40 minutes, 45 minutes from Rennes by train or by car. You have this beautiful ocean color. It's like emerald, and we call actually this coast the Emerald Coast. So it has a little bit of Celtic flair, like in Ireland, like in Scotland. You can, have a lot of trails to follow and walk through Dinard and Mont Saint Michel. So students can have pleasure discovering these surroundings besides being in the campus and following their classes. In the weekends or during short breaks. And I'm sure Hannah probably started to do that. What did you experience, Hannah, so far?
So far I've gone to Mont Saint Michel, I've gone to Mont Saint Malo, Dinard. The castle is absolutely, or it's not even a castle. It's uh,
Cathedral.
the cathedral. Yeah, it is completely surreal. And then even on the other side where you had the food, like the sausage and
Hmm.
the crepes, and it's just it's and then it's the frit. I don't know. Everything's delicious. Everything's beautiful here. It really.
Yes. So we have a lot of fresh markets, and you can have this specialty, the galette with the sausage and all in the Marché des Lys in the market, famous market in Rennes. It's actually over 100 years old, so it's an institution in the city. So Rennes is really interesting. It's the capital of Brittany. It's full of traditions anchored in its territory and very rich of heritage, cultural, but also culinary, heritage. But it's also a vibrant city, one of the best student city in France. It's been voted number two. It varies between number two and number three, according to the famous poll L'Étudiant in France. So it's vibrant in terms of diversity of academic backgrounds and universities and schools, but lots of students come from all over the world, and it actually composes a force, even now nearly a third of Rennes' population. So a city full of students, of searchers and professors and labs and R&D. So very dynamic. It's also turned towards the future and technology, high technology. But of course, you have the old town, the whole city with wood panels like houses from the 15th, 16th, 17th century and pavements, cobblestone pavements. It's also a green city, so soft mobility with bikes and common transportation is key and definitely finds a favorable um, you know um, terrain here in this city in Rennes. You have the beautiful park of Le Tabor. I guess Hannah, you discovered already all these places in Rennes. If you want to comment on them.
I would highly recommend too, personally, that if you are looking at applying at Rennes School of Business and you do come, that you spend at least 1 or 2 weeks and you just kind of enjoy the city. You go to different cities, whether it's Mont Saint Michel, Mont Saint Malo, all the other local link cities. But everything here, the pictures do not do it justice, especially around the August time frame going into September, fall. The fall is beautiful here. But the park is beautiful. There's live music, there's the water, there's the canal, there's the boats, there's the markets every Sunday. You'll come across the little Ferris wheels. It's very French. Everyone's out, everyone's walking. The environment's really good. Um, it's just, what can I say? It's a beautiful city and everyone's connected. And once you start meeting people too, is that you'll run into people walking on the streets. So like every single day you're going to run into somebody. It's very, very interconnected with the students.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. So, to tell you a little bit about the higher education in business and in management in France, you have, of course, universities, including faculties of economics and management and University School of Management. But they are mostly, the higher education in management is mostly encompassed in private institutions like Grande École de Management. And Rennes belongs to this consortium of establishments, grande école, business schools, and authorized to award degrees recognized by the Ministry of National Education and certificates recognized by the Ministry of Labor. So we are a private school, yet non-profit, and of course highly, recognized for its degree and state recognized degrees. So Rennes School of Business is actually at a human scale, and of course we have the students at the heart, companies at the center, and students at the heart. So we have definitely strong values, and also leadership skills, create, connect, change. We want our students to challenge the status quo and innovate, and develop their critical thinking, and also with scientific approaches. We want them to connect, collaborate better with everyone, everywhere, and change, accelerate change and transformation. So I think, Hannah, you can talk about it if you want, but you've been experiencing lots of opportunities to connect already at school.
Yes, so within the first few weeks of being at school, the school sets up the welcome community and they have a whole bunch of different activities in order for you to like connect, whether that be in smaller groups and then you later on go into massive groups and then you meet your classmates maybe the following week. But you're going to be with the same people. The connection between all the other different classes, the programs, like even though I'm in the BMI 3 program and I'm in finance, I still meet people from the marketing, I still meet people from the supply chain. I have friends in my that are in the MBA and the master's program. It is very, very connected. You can even apply for certain like sport activities, leadership programs. You can be representatives for the classroom. There's a lot of opportunities in order to connect. And like I said, the school is very, very small in regards to like proximity. So you're going to be sitting and asking people to talk in the cafeteria. You're going to be talking to everybody, and then even when you go into the city, you're going to run into people and you're going to create those relationships that help you later on in the business world.
And that will help. Yeah, that will help for internship search, and even job search. So, from day one, the students join us at Rennes School of Business. They belong to the alumni network, and they have access to the alumni directory of the school. And it's composed of 30,000, professionals, leaders, managers, and sometimes very high profiles. In managerial skills and leadership all over the world. So Rennes School of Business has its, of course, recognition. We are in the international rankings. We are actually the top 10 business schools in France, but also in the top 100 business schools, management schools in the world. We are in that 1% of the world's business school. Benefiting of this triple accreditation, EMBA, ASCSB, and EQUIS. So it guarantees the excellence of academic, you know, um, teaching and standards in terms of degree. So we do have some research area led towards finance, I'm sorry, geopolitics. I'm going back. Yes, finance, geopolitics, marketing, management, and organization, and also operations and analytics. So we have a center for on-frames thinking, and we conduct research along with other professors and PhD searchers from different establishments, institutions all over the world. So the international feel is key in our school. It's actually in our DNA, and since its creation. So we have different reasons explaining why it's so international. First, our faculty is very international. 90% of our professors actually are from all over the world and from different countries, are not from France. Some of them don't even speak French, and definitely English is the main language in our campus, in our school, and 100% of our courses are taught in English. So we have over 100 nationalities on campus. We have over 330 partner universities for mobility, inbound, outbound exchanges, and also partnerships in different grounds. And we have 40% of our international students international. So out of 5,000 students in total. So maybe Hannah, can you share with us what you've been experiencing with this international environment at school?
So I will say that it is extremely international. I've had professors from Nigeria to Korean professors, anywhere from Indonesia, English. Like, my professors vary very much. And even though you are being told that it's international, it actually is. Even my students, I've had people from countries that I didn't even know that they could. People from Georgia, Colombia, Chile. The students, the staff, everybody is very international. um, and yes, the courses are taught 100% in English, so you do not have to worry about learning French, but you do have the opportunity to apply yourself in your French class in order to, properly adapt in the country. But
Absolutely.
everybody is international. You get to travel the world with them, and you get to see it through different perspectives, which is the beautiful thing about coming here. And the relationships that you have are just, it's mind blowing.
Thank you, Hannah. So our students come from all over the world, and they also go back, work, and develop their business, their entrepreneurship adventure, and um, and skill sets all over the world. So it's a wonderful network of alumni that you, Hannah, and your students will benefit from later on. So Rennes is also, let me step back here, in the center of Europe. I mean, it's an hour and a half by train from Paris, and we also have an airport, and you have easy connections to Paris for, European traveling or even, of course, international traveling. You also have direct connections, even with like low cost companies to Madrid, to London, to Amsterdam, and to Spain. Hannah, I don't know if you've already traveled elsewhere and besides France, outside our borders.
Mhm. No, I have. I've gone so far. I've gone to England. I've gone to Belgium and Germany. I'm on my way to Switzerland in December and Prague in Austria. And I will say too is that take advantage of the school discounts, take advantage of the cheap flights, the cheap trains. Who cares if you spend the night somewhere? You are in the center of everywhere and you can easily travel to places. Book the 1 day trip. Um, it is easily accessible to get places, and there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of companies that allow you to easily access the travel here. So take advantage of the location of the city.
So we do also have a campus in Paris. So the campus is in the heart of Paris, of course, and the campus in Rennes is more the American style campus with trees and greens. And so here's how it looks like. Our campus in Rennes with three buildings and lots of places for the students to gather, to meet, to work, to brainstorm, and great, you know, um, walk through from building to building, um, it's easy to find your way. Have you experienced anything negative in the campus, or on the contrary, it's 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 pretty good. What is your feeling about that?
The campus is extremely connected. The cafeteria, I didn't even know, but I was expecting it to be quiet. Everyone is in the cafeteria, everyone is with their friends, they're eating. It's very oriented. There's also a rule here, not really, but people just do it to where you're not really supposed to be working. You're supposed to be connecting, and people just unconsciously do it. So the cafeteria is set up. There's multiple different rooms, multiple different study rooms, multiple different areas in order for you to charge your laptop, come to school. It's very comfortable to the point where sometimes I don't want to be at my home and I want to go to school just to study.
Yes,
The campus is very connected, and right now too, there's a lot of modifications coming to a lot of the buildings. So it's very modern, very clean, very structured. The student club is very fun if you want to hang
student
out.
club. Mhm.
Yes, in between classes. And there's so many things going on. There's always associations, having some sort of food. There's lunch. It's just this is building one, and building two is mainly like the classes. But even then you have plenty of, oh, and yeah, the student learning center. This is perfect. You get to rent out rooms, you get to go there study, and it's right there in the usually the building where you have all your classes, the books, the private rooms, the librarians. It's the school is set up perfectly to where you feel comfortable in order to connect with certain people too and apply your learning skills. Yeah.
Thank you, Hannah. So we will have ready for September 2026 for 2026 intake some accommodations, maybe not the 520 altogether, but a big portion of studio apartments right on our campus for 600 euro a month, taxes, water, heat, Wi-Fi included. It would be approximately a 9 to 10 square feet studio apartment in these brand new state-to-the-art wood, constructed, facilities. So housing, partnerships in Rennes and Paris also exist, and that's actually how you found your apartment and your accommodation, Hannah. So it's been working pretty well up to now. But
Mhm.
on the top of that, and that's actually a big improvement starting in September and coming up in September in Tech 2026, we'll have also on-campus accommodation. So more to find out about room and board and tuition combined type of package. We don't have all the details on that yet. All right, so we have this campus in Paris. I wanted to show you a few pictures of it just so that you get a feel of it. And it's a different setting. It's very urban. This is Google France right here. So we are also connected with lots of corporations and partner, in corporate world in Paris, of course, towards finance, luxury, but also tech. And we have great classrooms and places to study, to hang out, and we have events. We have the alumni house and conferences and talks, insight sessions, organized in Paris. Paris is mostly for apprenticeship and also for full-time students in English, of course, track in bachelor's degree and bachelor in international affairs. Um, Student support. So this is a big piece of our credentials. We want our students to feel good, to feel welcome, to be helped, and to have, of course, all what they need in terms of administrative endeavors and accommodation, visa, um, you know, um, uh, endeavors. So there is also well-being programs, and that's very important to make sure that mental health is taken very seriously among our students, and they don't feel too homesick, or at least we help them. We help them cope with that. We also have a PUMAP. That's a brand new thing starting this September, an all-in-one student intranet. So maybe Hannah, you can talk about it quickly. You've been
So
using it.
yes, I have. So the school implemented this new app to where you're able to access your web rise, your schedule, your course manage or the courses. You're able to contact. I think you're able to use like Aloha and find like emails and certain contacts in there. It is really easy accessible, and versus having to consistently log on to your computer, you can access everything through your phone. And on your way to classes, you know where you're going, locations, and it keeps you up to date with notifications about the school, certain events, all that different type of stuff. It's very, very helpful, honestly.
Yes, so it's a brand new application. So we do have a student life with 25 associations to reveal, the students' talents and to help them, manage and develop responsible projects, close to reality in real life business situations. So around these five pillars are art, business, humanitarian, social, also sport and student life. So they throw a lot of events. They do a lot of fundraising. So there's a lot of life inside the campus. Also thanks to that. And brand new this year, this September in Tech 2025, we launched a new Welcome Day event where we gathered all our new onboarded students, all programs combined, bachelor's degree, master's degree, coming from all over the world, and also French students mixed up. Um, and we implemented the creation of houses like fraternities. So 4 houses have been created, and we are all uh, belonging to one of them. So I am Ignis. Hannah, where are you?
Is it Tira? Tira?
Chera?
Tira?
Yes. So we all belong to one of these houses, students, faculty, administrative, employees of the school like I am. It's really great because we'll have challenges, we'll have events, and it makes us feel belonging to a group and to a special fraternity type of group. So of course, Rennes School of Business is a management school, a business school. So companies are at this center. We have actually we are the number one school in France with the most share of graduates who start a business. And the reason why we have that is because we benefit of um, an incubator. So we help the students build from ideation to business model his or her entrepreneurial adventure, and it's extremely helpful to have this entrepreneurial thinking and innovation thinking among the school in our facilities. We have 30,000 alumni. We have 20,000 internship offers. And of course, we have an internship office consulting, advising students to help them search their internship. And 96% of our students find a job within 6 months of graduation. 78% of them hold a managerial position. So professional developments and experience are actually definitely important to help students find their internship and to work on their professional, posture and professional development. So we have a career passport for them, comprising classes, career days. It's like sessions, conferences, and events at school with like how do we call that? Like speed dating, for like confronting your resume front of a professional and an HR consultant. And we have professional insights where corporate managers and leaders come share their success stories or insights on their field. So in the Bachelor Year 3, because that's a big focus of this webinar, um, you have all these sessions in the fall semester and these ones in spring semester, so more insights than classes, but you have a lot of consultants talking and sharing their insights or storytelling. And you can also use different um, you know, um, tools, and I will talk about that. So we have these career days, orientation days, Peach Corner, to help you improve the resume, and complementary tools to build self-awareness, networking, of course, access to all these platforms for job search. Have you started using them, Hannah, or did you start meeting the consultant for at the internship office?
I have not yet. I have a meeting, I think, in 2 weeks for it.
Yes.
I have started using my LinkedIn profiles. I have started using like internships. I've started getting a very brief search about everything and trying to figure out where internships, career network. But I've been mainly networking right now, trying to build those relationships so I can expand my horizon when it comes to certain opportunities.
Sure. So we have Job Teaser. It's actually a great career platform, lots of resources, lots of tips and tools. And of course, we have these corporate partners. Some are major and very international, in all sectors, finance, luxury, utilities, energy. Yeah, in aerospace, um, in the big four audit firms. So we have these partners, and they do provide internship offering dedicated to our students. So it's very important that we provide that to our students, of course. Internship is actually key because it's not the major, but it is a big component of the program towards graduation. So of course there is a timeline to develop the project and preparing for the internship search. We do also have a language department at school, and they have an academy Diderot for like French teaching on the top of the one compulsory in the program. Oh, it went very fast here. I don't know why. So it's like after class sessions, workshops, they are non-fee paying. They are free for pronunciation, and oh, doesn't want to stop. And we have one-to-one sessions in French for or coach in French for whoever wants to dive in. The French experience. So of course you will have 3 hours of French every week, part of your program. So how has it been going, Hannah? Your French learning experience?
My French learning has been really good. I actually just finished my final exam, final oral exam, and I would say I'm doing pretty well. But you definitely have to study more outside of 3 hours. You can meet with
Yeah.
classmates that are more French, which it's a beautiful opportunity. It's because you're in France. You can find classmates and meet and study and talk to them. And daily life, you have to start applying it. But yeah, French is doing really good. And then you also have the option to do French culture. So if you're not really interested in learning the language, you can apply yourself and learn more about the culture if that's something more your forte. But I chose to do the language so I can actually, you can learn the culture when you live here, but you can learn the language. It helps you. So you
Yes.
do have options.
Of course, of course. It helps for the day-to-day life, for
Yeah.
your cultural linguistic immersion. But of course, it is not a requisite and compulsory for your program. So at Rennes School of Business, we are following the Bologna scheme. We are a European management school, so we do provide the bachelor's degree in 3 years. So Hannah is in the year 3, and this is where your students would be in year 3 when they come on board after their associate degree with us, object of this 2+1. But of course, we also have master's degree, and we go all the way up to the global DBA, and we have an MBA, an executive MBA. So unique pedagogical innovations, junior comics to mirror the executive committee. We have reverse mentoring, reciprocity projects, learning by doing, test and learn, serious games, all kind of hands-on projects to help students learn and definitely engage their thought process, their thinking, critical thinking. So we do have summer programs that provides, different academic credits with some ECTS. They are actually fairly long, about 2 weeks long, and they start from May to July in these different fields: digital marketing, sustainable business, French culture, finance, cross-cultural management, and they do provide ECTS credits. Undergrad program. So this is where we are at. The Bachelor in Management is definitely our flagship bachelor's. It's promotion 16, if I'm not mistaken, this year. And we just created and launched a new bachelor, a Bachelor in International Affairs. It will be available for the year 3 in the context of this 2+1 articulation in 2028, because right now we just opened the first year in Paris for the English track. So soon there will be a choice between Bachelor in Management and Bachelor in International Affairs. So the Bachelor in Management is offered in Rennes and in Paris. And of course, in the first year, they do work on a 9 months working projects and a business plan, and then they have a 2 months internship. So it's from year one, very pragmatic and very professional oriented, and then they work on a second year on the humility, reciprocity, 4 months project management alongside with an association to address concrete issue, and they have a 4 months internship. So this is what our bachelor's degree students, before your students come on board with us, have been doing. So for the regular students in the third year, they can even go abroad in a double diploma, full year abroad, or a semester as an exchange. And they will also have a specialty track to choose from. But for your students in this articulation 2+1, it's actually different. You would come on board with us directly after your associate degree. 2 years in the US, I'm sorry, it doesn't want to stop, and 1 year in bachelor's degree to complete your bachelor's degree with us. So you have these core courses, compulsory modules, for everybody, in management, in international negotiation, in international business management, lean project management, entrepreneurial thinking, research methods for bachelor dissertation, because there's a little bachelor dissertation to work on, deliverable to study and to work on, that will actually introduce you to some research methodology, that will be actually to you know sent to faculty right before your internship or during your internship, once you are over with courses, and of course the career passport for your professional development. So it's not English, it's actually French for us. You have the specialization options to choose from. So you have finance. I think this is what you picked, Hannah, right? Finance.
Yes.
So you do have mathematics, corporate finance, financial analysis, risk management, banking systems, and fundamentals of auditing. So how has it been so far?
So far, it is not what I expected. The professors are teaching the classes really well. And I just had my financial, so far right now I'm in financial analysis, financial mathematics, and financial corp finance. And it is great. It is great. My financial mathematics, I just had my final exam. Hopefully it went really well. But the courses are structured very much to where the stuff that you apply in your second or your 2 year degree, your associates, it's basically just applying it more into the corporate type of world. Your financial mathematics is basically just your fundamentals, and then there's the analysis, and then I haven't taken the last three, but it's basically
No.
just learning what we taught and then applying it more into different aspects of finance.
The next three modules will be, taught in spring term. So you have three modules in the fall semester, and the three remaining ones in the spring semester. So in marketing, this is what is being taught: digital marketing, communications, brand management, and sustainability, B2B marketing, um, omnichannel management and distribution, consumer behavior, and digital marketing strategy. In supply chain, purchasing, operation, productions management, supply chain, analytics, inventory management, and transportation distribution management. So in luxury, this is brand new this year. In September intake 2026, we opened that specialization in luxury and brand management. So it's luxury 360 degrees, because it's also the history of luxury, but also the emerging consumers and cultural shifts, the geopolitical aspect of it, the digital age, AI aspect of it, and of course the fashion system. There is also apprenticeship and entrepreneurship track for the mostly for the French students in our bachelor. So the bachelor in management is really covering all specialties and serving all profiles of students. We have our Valentin Henri, is our head of an incubator called InnoStart, and is actually one of our alumni. So in this, year three, 2+1 transfer opportunity, you do have, this uh, this great opportunity to save money, to save a year, to be in an international environment. You can pursue a master's degree, and it's FAFSA eligible. So Hannah, maybe you can talk about it. I think you are a FAFSA recipient. You are using your FAFSA funds, and you do have also maybe the interest to pursue.
Yes, so I've thought about pursuing my master's, whether that be here in Rennes, because I've actually kind of fallen in love with the city. I don't know. I think I'm going to probably do more the political management aspect, maybe more of the international. But I've definitely thought about doing, because it's another 2 years on to the already 1 year being here. And then if not, I don't do it in Rennes, I can do it in Paris, and I can continue on furthering that and maybe get more of another international component, maybe another city type of living. But
Sure.
yeah, there is the easy transfer of applying, and then the FAFSA rolls over immediately. There's also 3 options for scholarships too. Here you have the unframed
Yes.
thinking, you have the French oral, and then what is the other one that we have?
It's the
Um,
Bienvenue en France, but it's
yeah,
for the students who take French lessons at a French
yeah,
Alliance. Yes.
yeah. So you
So
do have opportunities for that as well.
absolutely. So you do also have a special scholarships for CCID, community colleges members of the CCID. So I'll talk about that. I don't know why it's moving so fast, but anyway, this is the admission process. You fill up the application online. And of course, there is a recorded interview, and the answer is sent very quickly within 2 weeks. So there is definitely, this a special advising or um, dedicated advising that I'm providing to all your students. And once they start filling up their applications on apply.rennes.sb, I waive their fees, application fees. When they submit it, they get a link, on their email to take a recorded interview, and it's face camera. And within 2 weeks, they know whether they're admitted or not. Then they need to confirm their place in the program. They need to confirm their enrollment and engagement. So either they do provide and send a deposit payment, it's 1,500 euro, or they can use their FAFSA loan offer letter as a substitute of the deposit payment. And then they proceed to the rest of the post admission handovers. And I do provide in the flyers I sent to all of you partners in community colleges the checklist. So it helps the students get a guideline for the visa application, accommodation search, and administrative registration up to the settlement in France and in Rennes. So has it been helpful, Hannah? Did you have any difficulties getting your visa?
I personally, getting the visa, I had absolutely no problem with. You do have to do it within the 90 days before you
90
come
days. Hmm.
90 days before you come. It is a little bit of a trek depending on where you live. There's Chicago, there's a whole bunch of different offices, and it's TLS if you're looking at applying to the visa. They just recently
Yes.
switched over last year. But just make sure that when you do get here, that you immediately validate your visa, because sometimes there are issues. And I was one of the persons that did have issues in regards to that, because my profile or something ended up happening. But I do recommend, as soon as possible when you get here, validate your visa, do as much as you can, your banking info, absolutely everything, so that when school starts, you can just focus on school and the relationships versus having to worry about the
Yeah.
stuff that should have been done,
Sure.
But I do recommend that.
This is wise, yes. So, of course, the financing, we do give a monthly cost, type of budget for the cost of living to our students. On average, in Rennes, it might be a little bit more expensive on the most expensive range in Paris, but in Rennes, you can find an accommodation at 450 euro minimum, and then the monthly public transportation pass is about this cost in euro. Food budget 200. The average total cost is from 800 to 1,000 euro a month, and you have free health as well. It's always good to have a complementary health insurance, but health is free. So it's 11,500 euro this year. This is for the international, of course, students, and this 10,500 euro is only for European students in year one and year two. So that doesn't concern you. And of course, we are FAFSA eligible. So it's very important to highlight that. We do have, like Hannah mentioned, scholarships in at school, the talent scholarship and the unframed scholarship, whatever sets the students apart from others. We also have up to 3 scholarships with CCID, and all the students applying through an articulation agreement get a 10% off discount. So the third scholarship is Bienvenue en France. It's for whoever, I'm sorry, it's PED. Whoever learned French in a French alliance get this Bienvenue en France scholarship. So you can also find a part-time job in France. You have up to 20 hours of France uh, you have up to 20 hours per week to work, 964 hours a year with your student visa. So the master's program, we have a great portfolio of master's offering in finance, in marketing and creativity, in logistics, and supply chain, in data. We have 3 of them, tech and cybersecurity, risk management, negotiation and geopolitics, and they are all graded, a degree stated recognized degree, and of course ASCSB accredited. In general management, master in management is Programme Grande École. So it's important to know that the admission process is the same, but there is a fast track process for the bachelor's degree students who want to pursue in master's level and postgrad level. With us, the benefit of a 15% off discount and the benefit of a fast track process. So Hannah, think about it. It might be also a possibility. It's always good to have 15% off on the M1 and also M2, for the course of your master's degree. So there is a lot, of course, of communication at school and from the students. So Hannah is actually very well positioned to talk about it. If you want to talk about maybe your Instagram account or your role as an ambassador.
So I got the privilege of being an ambassador for the Take Me to Rennes Instagram page. And basically this page is for you as students and potential students for RSB to come in to ask us questions and to get a feel of what life is here from an international perspective, because it is really difficult to get an understanding of a school that obviously is across the globe. So we are here to post content about what life is like, what school is like, what things that you may, if you have any questions, to get just a general setting. And our goal as the new ambassadors of 2025 and 2026 is to really give you an authentic kind of feel of stuff that we had, we wanted to see when coming here. And you can definitely go and follow. You can message us on there. We will be posting content every single day, whether that be stories, and feel free to DM us about any questions or concerns that you may have. And there's also, you'll get a sense more of like the life, and you'll be able to see some faces and get just a feel, I guess, of the school and not only the city. There'll be videos about traveling. There'll be a lot of stuff. So feel free to contact us through there. It's a beautiful platform. and it's also a perfect way to network before and meet people before you come over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Hannah. So thank you very much for attending this webinar. And if you have any questions for Hannah or myself, that's the time to to do it. We do have the possibility also for you to scan, this QR code and fill up the form so that you get all the information from the school. Once you submit the form. So we keep in touch. Otherwise, you contact me directly, and this is my email address. And I'm Aude Leclerc. I think I know Hunter. We're already in touch. And I don't know Sophia or Aaron. Maybe you are faculty or anyway. Feel free to ask any questions. I can also look at the chat. Oh, you're welcome, Hunter. Thank you. If you have any questions for Hannah, that's the time.
I just had a quick question actually.
Yes, Sophia.
Yes, I'm Sophia. I'm a student at Cañada that's like been really like extremely interested in the program like since the first time I heard about it. So like that's my main goal, like just attend the school. I don't have any plans besides that, honestly.
Great.
So I barely am a year in as a student. I really found out about the program, I would say. Well, not really, maybe the beginning of the year. So my question is, I am unfortunately working full time and studying full time, so it's a little hassle for me right now. But my plan is graduating by like spring of 2027 if everything goes well, but I would not be sure when I would have to start applying to school. Would it be like next year or would I have to graduate and then apply for the 2+1 program?
Yeah, you would need to wait to complete your associate degree.
Mhm,
You can apply before the certificate of achievement of your associate degree. Of course, you can apply as early as fall 2027, 2000. Actually, yeah, 2026 next year around the same
mhm.
time as now, and then you will send us your final transcripts and your degree once you are over and you're done with it in the spring 2027 to come on board with us in September 27.
Oh, okay,
So
perfect. Thank you so much.
I would say next year around the same time would be perfect.
Okay, okay, perfect. Thank you.
And
Sure.
I will say too is that when it comes to the application, just like Odd said, is that
Mhm,
apply as early as possible, whether that be November or December, because the application does open, and then
mhm,
early January, February, you do your interview, you set everything up, you start worrying about your finances. And I will say too is that I was a full-time student and I also was a full-time employee, so I
mhm,
get that is very much a hassle trying to organize like,
mhm,
years of your life and preparing. But realize that it'll come and it'll work out.
mhm,
But definitely the application will open up next fall and
Yes.
apply, get that over with, do the interview. And
mhm,
then around that time is at the spring semester. So you graduate, you get to know your next
mhm,
plan. And over the summer, you worry about the visa application, you can do your housing, and you can kind of just embrace the fact that you're probably going to move over to the country. So take it step by step and work hard. You got this. You can graduate, and then you can come over.
mhm.
So it'll be beautiful.
Thank
Thank you so much, guys.
thank you. Thank Hannah because she's been through it.
Yeah, honestly, you're very good. Honestly, like that, you really got me there.
Yes,
But yeah, thank you. I guess that was like my really biggest worry. Like we've been chatting with my counselor. We're just trying to like get these classes over with. So I was like kind of worried,
Yes.
like, oh my God, am I not gonna be able to make it in time? Just worried about it. But thank you so
Yes.
much for the answers.
no,
Sure, you're
and
welcome. You're
yes,
welcome. And of course, you need to have 60 US credits
Mhm,
altogether, a minimum of 30 to 45 business, US
mhm,
credits or US credits, of course, is business related. That
mhm,
makes sense, right? Because you need to have all these foundations and business foundation overall. So the associate degree in business administration, business management is just a perfect match, but
mhm,
otherwise it could be another one, or either associate of degree of science or of arts or applied science. but as long as there is 35 to 40 US credits.
Okay,
And
perfect. Thank you so much.
I will say one last thing for you also, just to help you
Mhm,
out, is that do not freak out. You do not have to graduate before you apply to the school. I thought I
okay.
did. So you can apply to the school as early as December. You can
Mhm,
submit your application, and then as you get accepted into the school, you'll further be able to then submit your diploma once you receive it after you graduate in 2027, and then you
mhm,
can come the spring or the September term of 2027. So don't worry about not being able to graduate. Just make sure you
mhm,
do, and then you can
mhm.
submit on application later on. So do
Yes,
Okay, perfect. Thank
definitely.
you.
Final transcript and degree are requested for the final registration and the administrative registration, but it has to be, of course, delivered before coming on board.
Mhm.
But you have pretty much up to end of August to do
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, 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 definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? As a faculty says, and international, professional, international department professional at Tacoma, do you have any questions for Hannah?
I don't, but
I
thank you,
have a
Hannah, for
couple
being so
questions.
thorough. You've been
Oh,
incredibly
sorry.
helpful.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. Anyone, seriously, I have a lot of experience and a lot of like I can tell you guys anything. There's probably some things that you probably need clarification on when it comes to visa. There's terminology, there's a lot of stuff that changes all the time. And I was definitely lost throughout I guess a little bit, and I had the help of Odd all the time, but sometimes the time frames and everything gets a little confusing. But definitely reach out. I can even send my email in here if you guys have any other questions, if you don't want to reach out to Take Me to Ren, and we can talk and discuss, because it's nice to not to have an English speaker and to know an American, I guess, fellow in a school. So feel free to contact. I'm already helping two other students right now looking at doing international. So I'm all ears. I'll even help you through the application process. Let me know. I will help, because it makes me feel good, the fact that I'm able to do that.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Hannah.
You're welcome.
Hunter,
Hi. Oh, sorry. This is Aaron. I have a
yes,
few
Aaron.
questions. I'm sorry to just interrupt. I'll start with my questions for Hannah, and we might have touched on some of these already, so forgive me. What was your housing search like? How soon did you start looking before the semester began?
Okay, so when it comes to housing, I applied. There's multiple different applications that you can apply to. The most common one that you're probably going to hear about is Studapart or Live in France. And I actually did book
Yes.
through Studapart. I started looking at apartments as early as when I started applying, just to get a general sense of areas, familiarity with pricing, housing, just kind of go like, is this really what I wanted to do school wise, all that different type of stuff. So I started looking as early as December, and I kept my eye on certain things. But I will say, because of the amount of student influx in regards to people coming in here for the semester, the 1 year, there's two other universities here as well?
Yes, we have
Oh,
two public major universities in Rennes, so it brings a lot of students into.
yes.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of student housing. There's a lot of people leaving. There's a lot of people here for work. So apartments will open up, apartments will close, but you do have to be relatively quick with the application process. And I will say that it is a little stressful, if I wanted to be honest. But when you find the apartment and when you contact through the landlord, and all of these platforms are very helpful for students, and they're very communicative. Oh my gosh. Um,
Yes,
but yes, it is start looking as early as possible, but you will not be able to fully apply to the apartment until you have your visa. So you can do it before, and you need to make sure that you have your application for school. Make sure that you got your acceptance letter and all that different types of stuff, your guarantor form, which I'm sure you probably have questions about that too. Ask me all the way. There's a guarantor in order if you can't afford things as a student. There's a lot of forms that you have to do in order to properly apply for student housing here. And there's other websites too that you can apply. That's a lot of
yes.
information that I just threw at you, but I'm sure,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sure.
And
But
and
it
of course
sounds
we'll
daunting and manageable,
Yes,
so I appreciate
yes,
that.
we'll
yes,
we'll
Um,
have more information to share as well on the on-campus facility
yes.
and on-campus housing that will we'll have available by
Yes.
September
Yes.
2026, which
Okay.
Hannah couldn't benefit from.
No.
But yes.
I
No.
have, I think, two more questions, maybe more geared towards Hannah. One is, um, the French education system is known for being quite rigorous. Do you find the classes uh, at Rennes more difficult than where you're transferring from, or on the same level?
So I will say it is definitely a different change of pace in regards to how we're taught at usual community college or school in general in the US. I genuinely did not know or expect, I guess, how the classes were structured, but it's been very, very helpful. You have a lot of your classmates that are there to help you. But in regards to the course structure, most of it is mainly focused on your final exam and your midterm exam. I, for instance, at St. Clair, I had my like homework, my quizzes due every single week to kind of help balance out the grade. But here you're mainly focused on team projects. We do a lot of teamwork, a lot of group work. We have your midterm and then your final exam. So it is a little bit different considering structured in regards to education. And then the schedule is you have, I think I'm taking about 10 courses right now, if you include career passport and bachelor's dissertation.
Per
Um,
week, yeah.
yes, per week. But you have your schedule is set. You get it on the Moodle app or the Puma app, and trying to organize and then do all that type of stuff. You have plenty of time in order to do certain things, and the class structure too is also different. I will say that. You have your two block classes, so you're there from you have your is it an hour and a half course, and then you have a break, and then another hour and a half course, but it's usually for the same class. But yes, it is very different to how we are taught in the U.S., but it also is very beneficial because you fully apply, you learn in the class, and then you apply it through a group project later on. But yes, if that
Okay.
answers your question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, just
I'm
anything.
sure I'm sure there's like other stuff I could talk about too, but
So another question is, so I visited the school like maybe 4 years ago. It was during the summertime. The school was not in session.
Nice. Where are
I
you from,
found
Aaron?
I
Where are you
I
from?
live in California, but I also live part-time in Athens. But I don't have a
I
European passport.
Athens,
Um,
Athens,
Ohio.
Greece? No, who are
yes,
you?
Greece. Yeah.
Greece, Greece.
I,
Okay.
and so I found that like even though the classes are all taught in English and the tour I got was from a lovely lady that spoke English, the city itself wasn't maybe so English. I don't want to, I guess friendly compared to like Paris, or stuff like that. Like it's like there's some situations where like and my French is just terrible. Like where are you able to get around with the French that you know? Did you study it before? Is it different during the school year than it is maybe during the
Yeah.
off season?
Yes, so I will say that I've been doing maybe I did a little Duolingo and I did take two courses when I was at my college, but I did more reading and writing versus like speaking. So I have a basic understanding of comprehension of the language, but speaking, I'm gonna let you know right now, I cannot speak the language. I'm trying my hardest, but it's been very difficult. But I'm still trying. That's the key thing. But I will say the people here in Brittany, especially this region, are the kindest French people I've actually met. And I used to live actually overseas in England, and I've traveled all throughout France. So I will say that this region is the kindest. And when you're out in public and you're starting asking people, I will say that the best thing that you can do, and personally, this is how I've done it, is that you start off the conversation in French because it shows that you're trying. You say bonsoir, bonjour, bonjourne, introduce yourself, not introduce yourself, but like start off very friendly. And then maybe if they don't understand or if you don't understand what they're saying, you can say, excusez-moi, parlez-vous anglais? Like, do you speak English? And if not, go from there. But always start the conversation off and try and be respectful, obviously, because their native language is French.
Yeah.
But this region is very kind. I haven't run into anybody that doesn't speak a little bit of English, or even then, they're very receptive, and I still try. And there's other ways you can communicate, obviously. Um, but the city is very, very receptive, even the other cities in this region. And I live with a French roommate and have no problem.
It's
Absolutely
a
no
tour
problem.
it's a touristic city. Rennes is a touristic city, so they are used, I mean, like a shop owners and in restaurants or in different shops, and they are used to address English and answer in English, towards the population and the visitors, because it's a touristic area, but also international student city. So not everybody is all fluent in English. That's for
Hmm.
sure. But they all try to make it, a try.
Yes.
And then I have a question about FAFSA loans. Do I apply for that through uh, RSB, or do I apply
Yes.
from my
So
transfer in school?
I have another hat in financial engineering. I'm the financial head officer. So I'm the one handling the FAFSA applications and editing the FSA loan offer letters and doing the reporting, on the FAFSA back office. So we are fully compliant with FAFSA rules, and we are audited every year, and we do allow our students, borrowing money from the federal and the Department of Education to study and live in France with us. So it's um, an access to direct loans, subsidized, unsubsidized, or plus loans. I don't know how it's going to evolve with the new administration going on in terms of access to plus loan, but the sub and unsub should remain the same. So more to come on that, but I'll be the person also in charge of handling the FAFSA financials. So I assisted and guided Hannah through that, and she's using a bit of FAFSA loans to pay her tuition and provide for a cost of living.
She's very helpful, by the way, and very responsive. Very, very responsive. Very
Thank you.
helpful. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, one last question. I'll stop taking up time. The internship, I think I read, for non-European students need to be done back in their home country. Is that correct?
Well, no, it can be done in France. It can be done in Spain, in Germany, anywhere in the EU community, because with a
Ah,
student visa, they have access to the Schengen zone. So they have access to any countries of the EU community. So if they have any relatives or networks, in other countries but France, it's fine. And they can also do it in Rennes, but they can do it in Paris, they can do it in Lille, in Bordeaux, in Lyon, in Marseille, and they can definitely do it back home. So that's definitely also the ultimate solution, to go back
okay.
home doing their internship.
Okay.
But it's definitely a possibility to do it in France.
Okay, great. All right, that's all my questions. Sorry about
Thank
the
you.
sirens. I'm gonna mute myself again. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Aaron. Thank you. Bye. All right. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you all again for your attendance. Our hunter is writing, and Hannah, thank you for sharing your email.
You're welcome. Hopefully, people were able to see it.
Yes.
It took me to remember it.
All
Okay,
right. I
perfect. It
okay.
was wonderful
And
talking to you guys, and I appreciate you
yes,
asking questions and getting comfortable. And I look forward to possibly seeing you guys here at school and hearing about your guys' stories. But thank you, Odd, for allowing me to participate in this webinar. It was beautiful. So thank
of
you.
course, of course. I will be sharing the replay to all of you, and I will insert also Hannah's email. So thanks, Hannah, for your support and your testimony, and it's very precious. So I wish you all a very nice day, rest of the day, and a good weekend ahead of time. And talk to you so soon. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Oh, you're
Bye.
welcome. Bye. Bye.